Let's just mix things up a little bit, right? Let's mix things up a little bit. Let's go to American Redact. American Redact's got a new video he just dropped because he hasn't been around for a while. American Redact hasn't been around for a while, so let's check out American Redact. American Redact's got a new video just dropped. It's called Tony Hinchcliffe just got a huge reality check. So let's check that out. Big up American Redact. He's been missing. He's been MIA for a while, but he jumped right back into it, and boom, 171,000 views. Big up American Redact. Absolute G.
Dude, to have a $5 million home off the backs of open micers is the greatest achievement in human history.
Whoa, he came out swinging. Who's this guy? He came out swinging. Having a $5 million home off the back of open micers. That's the American dream. Fucking hell, whoever that guy is, he came out swinging. Reload that. I love that.
Dude, to have a $5 million home off the backs of open micers is the greatest achievement in human history. There's nothing better than that. To watch Casey Rocket sweat so he can buy a second lake house is...
Oh, big up Successful Egg. Was it Comedy Enforcement that's been missing? Or not? It wasn't. It's not American Redact. Actually, where's Comedy Enforcement? That's a good point. I've not heard about him for a while. What I've gone for him? Hope he's alright, man. Last video 1 month ago. Okay, he's probably just taking a break. It can get quite exhausting doing this shit, to be fair. You know, it's no fucking 9 to 5, don't get me wrong, but okay, yeah, he's just a month ago. The last video Comedy Enforcement put out was a video called The Biggest Rogan's Fake Comedians Are Losing It. He has got a second channel, doesn't he? Doesn't he have a second channel? Yeah, he does, right? There you go. Comedy Enforcement Live. Anything on there? No, 2 months ago. Yeah, so he's probably just taking a break. Hopefully. Big up Comedy Enforcement.
Is brilliant.
Alright, so it looks like Tony Hinchcliffe finally got cancelled, but not really in the way that he's always fantasized about. You see, instead of getting cancelled by the evil woke mob for saying an offensive slur, Tony Hinchcliffe was literally cancelled by the WWE after he couldn't sell enough tickets for his SummerSlam event. And
Raw, and they put it in bold text. Like cancelled amid poor ticket sales. Yo, they did him dirty, bro. Usually they always lie. Everyone usually works for the lie because it makes everyone look good. Everyone always kind of conspires to lie and basically say someone was ill, scheduling conflicts, death in the family, but they put it out there in black and white. Poor ticket sales. Yo, someone doesn't like Tony Hinchcliffe out there, bro. Ouch.
Event that was going to be based...
Yo, big up Miguel Gonzalez. Wagwan G, UK stand up. We're out here, London town shit, you get me? Big up Miguel Gonzalez.
Entirely around Tony's comedy. Pretty hard pill to swallow for the comedian known to have the largest ego known to mankind.
Look like Tony's ready to suck dick in any body of water.
Yes. Go have your magic moment. This is the biggest thing in your career. Go do it. Go get it. Go get it.
These personal ones hurt a little bit.
Go ahead.
They gave me a chance, you know what I mean? They gave a hungry wolf a chance.
And this cancellation comes just...
One more time. I love the hungry wolf shit. One more time.
Go get it.
These personal ones hurt a little bit.
Go ahead.
They gave me a chance, you know what I mean? They gave a hungry wolf a chance.
And this cancellation comes just 3 months after Hinchcliffe bombed horrendously at the roast of WrestleMania, which was so awful and in bad taste that the WWE removed all existing audio and video of it from the internet. I mean, you know you're bad at stand-up comedy when the WWE and its fan base all come together to agree that you're a hack. Like, these are the same guys that find Bert Kreischer to be one of the funniest men alive. So I think it's safe to say that this is now the biggest blunder to Tony's massive ego in recent memory. I mean, the last time he got a reality check this bad was when Donald Trump publicly announced that he's never heard of Tony Hinchcliffe, and in fact wanted absolutely nothing to do with him, especially after Tony's atom bomb at Trump's largest rally of the year.
I have no idea who he is. Somebody said there was a comedian that joked about Puerto Rico or something, and I have no idea who he is. Never saw him, never heard of him.
That's worse than any review. That's worse than any Rotten Tomatoes score, any IMDb fucking score. That's worse than any Google review. That's worse than any Reddit fucking troll. Fuck, I don't know him, never know. Like, that is the worst review ever.
Rally of the year.
I have no idea who he is. Somebody said there was a comedian that joked about Puerto Rico or something, and I have no idea who he is. Never saw him, never heard of him, and don't want to hear of him. But
so for this video today, I wanted to explore the following question with you guys. Is Tony Hinchcliffe in 2025 an actual stand-up comedian? Or is he just a witty podcast host who knows when to throw in a good one-liner from time to time?
He's definitely a better podcast host than he is a stand-up comedian, that's for sure. I don't think he's a good stand-up comedian at all, man. He's a better podcast host than he's a stand-up comedian. His stand-up comedy sucks. So, like that one he put out on Twitter. Has he still got that one on Twitter, by the way? Let's check that. That one on Twitter was so fucking bad. Actually, I don't want to search anything more because I don't want to get more tits on my fucking screen. Hold on 1 second. I don't want more tits on here. Tony Hinchcliffe. Let's watch 5 minutes of this uninterrupted. 5 minutes uninterrupted, right? And just listen and see if you can laugh at some place. I'm gonna randomly go here. I'm gonna randomly start from here. I'll randomly start from 9 minutes 19. 5 minutes in uninterrupted. Tell me in the stream chat if you think Tony Hinchcliffe is funny or not.
Talking about free speech. What could go wrong? So they say, great, show up Sunday, 1 p.m., starts at 2:30. I'm like, in the afternoon. It's early. But I do it. I show up at 1. Takes an hour to get through security because it turns out our new president is John fucking Wick. He's dodging bullets all the time. Remember the one time the news told you about that? That one day that it happened and they never spoke of it again? He's just fucking... Doof, doof, doof. Anyway, by the time I get through security, it's 2 p.m. I go up to the teleprompter guy. I go, hey, I got these notes. I want to get them in here. I know you guys got the goods. He's like, it's too late for the teleprompter for you. I'm like, wait, what? He's like, everybody has their stuff loaded in. It's too late. He can't do it now. I'm like, okay. I'm stuck with the tiniest notes ever so that the lady next to me on the airplane couldn't see what I was writing. Oh, yeah. You can't write big for a Nazi rally. You know what I'm saying? You can't be like, dear Donald Trump, so happy you had me here. Next to some fucking libtard. You know what I mean? Fucking. No chance. This lady's got a rainbow neck pillow. You know what I mean? The tiniest notes you've ever seen. Just 1,000-year Reich or whatever the fuck. So I got these tiny fucking notes. I'm like, oh God, I'm gonna have to wing this shit, right? Or else I'm gonna be staring at this, and I don't wanna do that. It's gonna be a little more jokey than I thought. I go, okay, all right, no teleprompter. When am I up in the lineup? I know there's like 30 different speakers, so where am I? He goes, you're first. No, you don't want that. I don't want that. This isn't good for anybody. You definitely don't want me first. I'm not a first guy at nighttime. I sure as fuck am not a first guy at 2:30 in the goddamn afternoon. I go, there has to be something on before me. He goes, don't worry. There's definitely something before you. Prayers and national anthem. Let me tell you guys something. I've been doing this every fucking night for almost 18 years. I started at the Comedy Store. I started there. I've gone up after Chappelle, Jim Carrey, Robin Williams, Chris Rock, Louis, Burr, Rogan, everybody. I ain't never followed Prayers and National Anthem before.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Anyways, let's go back to America. So, like I said, he's a better podcast host than he is a stand-up comedian, in my personal opinion. Better podcast than he is a stand-up comedian. But, like, yeah, was going to mention that. Isn't it interesting how hacky he is, isn't it? Like, he would rip somebody to pieces if they name dropped as much as he does. Right? Like, spoke in such grandiose terms about their accomplishment for applause breaks. I started here, applause break. I'm friends with Rogan, applause breaks. I was an open micer like you. I mean, like, it's very hacky, isn't it? Type of comedy.
Do you have a gun?
Big up Casey.
Make it stop. Can't even handle 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's done. Don't worry. Exactly. Don't worry, Casey. We're done. Don't worry, Casey. We're done. I promise. We're done. Let's go back to American Redact. We're done.
Like, we all know that his show, Kill Tony, is massively successful. Like, I'm pretty sure in some metric that it's passed Joe Rogan's podcast recently. But when you strip away the live band and the world-famous comedian guests, can Tony Hinchcliffe really be funny all on his own? Well, to put this to the test, we have to look at the times when Tony puts on a show.
Good point. Big up Successful Egg. Great point. This is atrocious stuff. Says libtards and gays, yet this is fruitcake, complains all day on stage. That's a point. Exactly. They're really harsh on the liberals, on the people left leaning. But when they get on stage, all they do is fucking cry and moan, innit? Big up Sadazis too. AZ drinking Evian water. I know that super chat. The super chat's hitting your Joker. Oh. Big up Black American. He looks like Beverly Leslie. Sounds like him too. Who's Beverly Leslie? Never heard of that. Who's that? Beverly Leslie. Who's that? R.I.P. This guy died, no? This person died, didn't they? Yeah, he did. R.I.P. to this person. They got the, what's the famous meme? What's a meme of him? What's a meme of him? Or the gif of him twirling, right? In the bedroom. Oh, R.I.P. man. R.I.P. to this person. R.I.P. man. Fucking R.I.P. Absolute legend. So many legendary gifs and memes that they're a part of in culture. R.I.P. to them. That's a fucking great observation. Great comparison. Great. Big up Black American. I'd never thought about that. Makes somebody does actually sound a lot like this. Big up Black American.
All by himself, which is pretty rare, but most recently happened around a month ago when he appeared on the YouTube channel Country Club Adjacent, where Tony tried to show the hosts of the show what roasts from a world-famous comedian really sound like.
Wow, look at this meeting of the minds. It's like a manager and a pitcher at a Little League game. We're going to keep you in it. One more inning. And by inning, I mean inning and outing of that children's butthole. Because here he is, once again. Tony wrote.
I find it interesting how quickly everybody in the Rogan sphere reverts to like dick jokes or like butt play jokes, you know? It's always dick, butt play, gay jokes. So fast to do that. Like, it's like, I don't even think, like, I have no idea what fucking guys or kids, especially boys under 18 do and say on the fucking school ground or in college and shit. But it wouldn't surprise me if even kids, guys between like 16 and 19 don't joke this much about dicks and butts and shit as much as these guys do. I don't feel like they do. I feel like kids nowadays are a bit more savvy, they're a little bit more, you know what I mean, street smart. Do you know what I mean? They're a little bit cooler. I don't even think dudes nowadays, little kids nowadays, teenagers nowadays in locker rooms and shit talk about dicks and butts and gay shit as much as these comedians do. They always go to that. Like, they love it, innit? They fucking love that type of humor. It's not funny at all, but it's almost like, I'm surprised they don't talk about farts as much. If you're gonna do the whole dick and gay thing, you might as well just start doing fart jokes all the time. Fuck it. You know? If you're gonna be that fucking, you know, childlike and adolescent and immature and just unfunny, you might as well just go into fart jokes as well. Fuck it.
For 6 months. The mayor of molestation. The dictator of dictators. Nice. There you go. N-word. This is a big deal because this is a special.
What other amenities do you have in your house?
Because the guys that fuck his mom are on a billboard down there. I don't know if you guys see that. You see the guys that fuck your mom? Can we zoom in on that? He also controls the weather, so this little gust coming from east to west might help him. You fart knocker.
I love that I have literally the worst recorded backups in the history of the show.
They are.
Fart knocker, bibbity bobbity. Remember hibbity bobbity?
Tony, if we didn't edit, we would have nothing.
And so he really tries his hardest to roast these guys here, but the jokes just never really land. And after a while...
And I wonder what that's about. Like, do you think that's what Tony's attracted to? Or do you think he's trying to make up for lost time? I feel like Tony likes to, like... Tony Hinchcliffe, he has an affinity or a need or a desire to be accepted by, like, bros, chads, whatever. Do you think he's attracted to them because he's a closeted, you know, homosexual man? Or do you think he's, like, trying to, like, you know, make good on what happened when he's younger? Maybe he got bullied by these type of dudes. He's always wanting to be like, I don't know. I feel like he's overly into, like, football and shit, which seems strange. He likes to watch the UFC. It's like, I feel like he does it more to, like, signal to these type of guys that he's one of them, you know? I think he plays poker and these type of things. It's like, I don't know. I feel like he's overcompensating sometimes, trying to fit in with the lads. It's like you're not really a lad, you know? You don't really seem like a bro.
While the guys he's with just start to belittle Tony right to his face.
I mean, you have enough money to buy out Madison Square Garden, and you still dress like a broke piece of shit from Tallahassee, Florida. Like, when you pick your outfit, are you just like, I don't want people to know this is a real Rolex. I don't want people to know I have sex with Cam Patterson for money.
Both of those jokes were infinitely funnier than what he said, isn't it? Both of those jokes were infinitely more funny than what fucking Tony Hinchcliffe said. Do you purposely dress like this so people think your Rolex is fake? And do you fuck Cam Patterson is fucking hilarious. Honestly. Regular civilians once again proving that they are funnier than the 250 elite Navy SEALs, ninja, Viking, Spartan, warrior-like stand-up comedians from the JREverse.
That was flush.
Get down too much. Gosh darn it.
And the reason I'm labeling this as belittling instead of roasting is because you can really tell that Tony's not too happy at the guy suggesting that he's wearing a fake Rolex, or that his outfit style doesn't scream that he's rich. Because if there's one thing that Tony would be genuinely offended by, it would be from someone suggesting that he's not high class.
But you know, he just blends in like he's clearly a man of the people with his fake golden Rolex watch.
Yep.
That is so...
That watch is a...
That is such a good troll. Because I'd imagine in the world of, like, again, I don't give a shit about watches. I don't give a shit about jewelry for the most part. But I can imagine if you're a guy from that world, you can tell when somebody's clearly new money and they're trying to signal that they've got money by wearing a Rolex, right? Or wearing a particular type of watch, whatever fancy watch it is. So one of the best trolls that you could ever do would be to constantly tell that person that their watch is fake, even though you know it's real. Just continue to do it's fake because you know that watch means a lot more than just the price. You know, it signifies a lot of things to that person. So crushing them, you know, continually that way is fucking incredible. To the point where he probably will stop wearing that watch anyway going forward. That's such a good troll. Telling someone who's got a real Rolex that their Rolex is fake. I love it.
Equivalent to how cool these Jordans are.
Yeah, he stole it from Cam Patterson. That's
You guys are literally don't know anything about taste or class.
No.
Says the guy who has his shirt tucked in at a pitch and putt. You don't know about class.
You have a stick in your back pocket. You're gonna need it to walk after Joe Rogan fucks you.
So then Tony continues to try and chirp at them, but nothing really sticks. And sure, you might say that it's a pretty casual setting. These are just guys being dudes. But in reality, Tony knows that he's truly bombing hard. I mean, this is the guy who considers himself the king of roasting. The guy with the license plate titled, I Roast.
I don't know.
No way that's his car. No way that's his car.
King of roasting. The guy with the license plate.
No way that's his car. No way that's his car. No way. No way that's his car. No way. No way that's Tony. No, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Tony Hinchcliffe car. I don't believe that. No. I don't believe that. No fuck. Wow. It's actually his. No way. Nah, I don't believe that. That can't be his. No, I don't believe it. So he bought a car from this guy in 2022. 20 she came in to buy a car from me. He's so funny on stage. So he bought a car there. I don't know what that car is. Do you think that's on Hinch's car? I roast. Do you think that's his car? What make of car is that, by the way? With that logo, what is that? Is that a Chevrolet? What make is that? With the flag, with that flag, is it? It's a Corvette. Is it a Corvette? Is that what it is? Corvette. Jesus Christ. Also, what do you think this was about then? What do you think what do we think the Johanna Jacek obsession was about? When you used to fancy her and watch all her fights. What was that all about? Was that like a thing to, like, you know, divert our attention away from him maybe being into men, or was it really him just being into her in a gay bestie type of way? What was that whole thing about? Because he seemed to be obsessed with her for a time period when she was fighting the UFC.
Plate titled "I Roast."
I don't know if you've heard about my license plate, but I roast.
It's his only trick, so shouldn't.
That car is straight as hell, Oz. I'd what you mean. A hot pink Corvette? That's a straight man. He roasts people. A pedestrian wouldn't understand.
It's okay. That's the straightest car ever. That's the straightest car you could ever get. It goes in a straight line. You get it? It's a straight car. A pink Corvette with I roast as the license plate is brilliant. You can just tell. You can just tell Tony Hinchcliffe is the type of person that has, like, fucking what's the thing called? Has, like, those fur covers on his steering wheel. You know, those things, those wraps. You know, that your mum sometimes has. You know for sure he definitely has one of those things on his steering wheel. Definitely like a pink one for sure.
Wouldn't he be a bit better than this?
Oh yeah.
Sounded good.
You're gonna need a stick of butter to hit that next ball with. 'Cause it's a greasy shot.
Well, come on in, boy. You must want one of these gay cars, or as we call them, Tacoma Toyota Tundras. You can use the stick shift with your asshole. And to operate the turn signals, you gotta use your wet mouth. Come on down, you dirty little Jew boy.
Welcome to the Joe Rogan.
So these are the jokes that regular people don't understand. These are the people who say, "Oh, I just can't talk to regular people. They just don't understand humor. It's just so hard to." It's like, what? This is the humor you're talking about. This type of humor. Okay.
Rogan experience.
I mean, you know it's bad when Tony's laughs are the only ones heard after he tries ribbing his way out of the grave he dug for himself. So overall, in this one example, he really didn't put on the comedic masterclass like I think the hosts were expecting. But to be fair, Tony's never claimed to be the best off-the-cuff roaster in real time. His best roasting is actually done when he pre-writes jokes for legitimate roasts. Because if you didn't know this by now, before turning Kill Tony into the huge spectacle that it is today, Tony actually worked for Comedy Central as a ghostwriter, writing jokes for the celebrities in the roast of Justin Bieber and the roast of Rob Lowe. So this format of roasting is what Tony's truly known for. And honestly, when I first watched his set on the roast of Tom Brady, I thought it was...
Honestly, he killed it. He killed this set. He killed this set. He killed it. Oh, and also that what's that? The black lady, the lesbian one. She killed it too. What's her fucking name? Nikki, whatever. She killed it too. Yeah, Bert and Tom did the worst for sure.
Was hilarious, but in hindsight now, I think we all may have been fooled, since it was in contrast to the normal non-comedians who went before Tony that night. Like, of course Tony would be the funniest guy in the room in comparison to them, right? What would happen though if he did a roast with only comedians as guests on the panel? Would Tony still be king? Well, let's check out the most recent time this happened, the roast of Louis J. Gomez, which featured comedians like Shane Gillis, Rob Kelly, Joe List, and Big J. Okerson. You know, people who are just a tad bit funnier than a drunk Rob Gronkowski spitting on the mic. So let's just compare Tony's set with the other comedians that night to see if Tony's a true master as he says.
Ari looks like Nosferatu. Ari now famously does yoga. If I wanted to see something all stretched out that disappoints black men, I would just look at Kim Congdon's pussy. Ari does yoga. His career is also downward-facing dog. You got canceled for making fun of Kobe Bryant. If only your career could rebound as good as he did. Ari got in trouble with Lakers fans for saying he was glad Kobe was dead. They told him to go to hell, but it's gonna be weird when he runs into Kobe's daughter there. Joe List is here. I have a Joe List. It's a list of awesome shit I get to do because I'm friends with Joe Rogan. You fucking bitter New Yorkers. I'm sorry Dave Attell can barely afford to take you guys to fucking dinner. Should have convinced him to do a podcast, you fucking pussy idiots. Kim Congdon. How about a hand for Kim, everybody? She's like one of the guys. Unless you're talking about her setup here tonight, then she's not like one of the guys at all. Kim was built to live here in Texas. She already gets an abortion every 6 weeks. She can take shots to the head and chest, and her pussy looks like brisket.
Jesus Christ, man. Jesus Christ. Just one bomb after another, like I totally understand Brendan's unknown confidence, man, in the beginning of stand-up comedy now. I get it so much, man. Before, we didn't have any context. I didn't have any context for it. What the fuck is wrong with this Brendan guy? Why is he so confident? Why do you think he's this? Why do you think that? Now I get it. If you're Brendan and you're seeing these guys perform in clubs, or they're playing before you, or they're playing after you, peak sets and shit, and you're seeing them crush, quote unquote, with this type of material, I get why you think you should be a stand-up comedian. I get why Brendan thinks he should be on SNL. I get why Brendan thinks he should have a Netflix special. Because these are the guys. These are the big guys, by the way. These are the top guys. And this is how shit it is. I get it. I fucking get it, because this is horrendous.
You know, you can clearly tell that he's been doing this for a long time, but I think where Tony goes wrong is that he seemingly tries too hard to get canceled, which is exactly what got him in bad graces with the WWE and at the Trump rally. It's almost like his roasts revolve solely around extremely sensitive topics that are just shocking, just to appeal to the crowd that's against the quote-unquote woke agenda policies like the censorship that YouTube uses on its platform.
How are we gonna get rid of all these illegal immigrants?
And I believe Tony's lost himself in this one-sided battle he has with the woke agenda. And in the process, he's sacrificed being funny for being crude and off-putting. And don't get me wrong here, I think we can all agree that when done right, jokes about sensitive topics are some of the funniest material out there right now. Like Shane Gillis's opening monologue at the ESPYs this year. He tackled a range of highly sensitive, polarizing topics and absolutely killed it. But if Tony Hinchcliffe were to be in Shane Gillis's shoes that night, it would be very, very bad. I think that's something we can all agree on. And speaking of Shane Gillis, in this very roast battle, he actually tore right into Tony, roasting him into oblivion without feeling the need to bring up things that the woke mob could cancel him for, since Shane does comedy to be funny at the end of the day.
Tony looks like Matthew McConaughey's skeleton. I don't have a joke for this, but something about Tony being young Sheldon. You say bazinga every time he makes one of his gay jokes?
No, that's a comedian. Now that's a fucking comedian. Actually, I want that hoodie, man. I kind of want that Skankfest hoodie. I don't want to go because Skankfest is too expensive, but I kind of want that hoodie. The hoodie's kind of cool. Not gonna lie. I don't like the metal rings around the fucking drawstrings of the hood though. Get rid of that straight away. I hate the fucking metal rings around the drawstrings of the hood, but I quite like that hoodie.
Here's the thing. Tony for real thought he was going to be the Joker. You ever see the movie The Joker? It was a dream of his. He does the laugh sometimes in front of his friends. And they told me this when he wasn't around, and they all make fun of him behind his back. Isn't that funny? As soon as he left the room, they were all like, dude, he keeps going. Isn't it such an embarrassing dream to have? What a dumb fuck. He believes he could be the Joker. Tony also, I believe, had a Corvette with a license plate that said, I roast. I can't believe people are calling this guy gay, dude. That's cool. That's so cool. I roast. Is that true? Damn, that sucks. Tony's father was a mafioso and his mother was the horse head he woke up next to.
Jesus Christ.
So I think the reoccurring issue...
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
Tony's father was a mafioso and his mother was the horse head he woke up next to.
Fucking hell. What a way to end it. Jesus Christ. Big up Shane Gillis.
So I think the reoccurring issue that Tony Hinchcliffe has been running into lately is that he's trying way too hard to get canceled by saying jokes in the big 2025. And if he keeps this hacky shtick up, I don't think it'll be too long before we see Tony Hinchcliffe only on the Kill Tony show, which by definition would make him just a podcast host and not a stand-up comedian. But anyways, that is it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching.
Big up, I don't know who said it. I think was it Jack Donahue Jr.? Someone said something about debating whether or not Tony Hinchcliffe's actually a podcast host. Big up Jack Donahue Jr. I forgot what you said. Repeat that again for me if you remember. Because I think I was arguing the fact that I think Tony Hinchcliffe is a better podcaster than he is a comedian. And I think you was mentioning, oh no, he's not even a podcast host because that's a show. I think you're trying to say or something like that, right? But in any way, I still think the funniest version of Tony Hinchcliffe is on Kill Tony. Like, he's not funny at all when he's on fucking Rogan. I don't feel like. He sucks up to Rogan and they have this weird, like, fucking licking each other's ass thing about how great they are at comedy. He's not good on Rogan when he's on The Fight Companions. I don't watch a lot of East Coast podcasts like Legion of Skanks or Bobby Kelly's thing and shit. But he doesn't really seem like a good guest. So I feel like the only times I've actually found Tony Hinchcliffe like tolerable and funny have been on Kill Tony. That's the only times. And I kind of, I get what you're saying, but Katie isn't a podcast. He tried and ended a solo pod inside a month. Yeah, I see what you mean. It's not really a podcast, is it? It's more like a show they record into a podcast, or they record it in audio form. But it's not really a podcast, is it? Yeah, you got a point. I see what you mean. Either way, it's not a podcast host, but I guess the best version of him as an entertainer, as a comedian, is definitely on Kill Tony. He's not, as we saw with the fucking stand-up comedy bit, I just played you half an hour of his special, and some of you guys were revolting in the fucking stream chat, right? Threatening to fucking leave and never come back. So he's definitely not a good stand-up comedian. He's mediocre at best. Which is funny too, because he's he's got a position where he judges people really harshly on their comedy, and his comedy is fucking doo-doo garbage. So yeah, I think you got a point there. Big up in the stream chat. What are you guys saying here? Big up Black American. There are dudes getting drunk in front of the liquor store all day that are better roasters than Tony. Exactly, Black American. His special was boring as fuck. Exactly, Brian Laura. What are you guys saying here? It's crazy. I posted Shane on the Discord yesterday. Yeah, big up. Oh yeah, I did check out the Discord too. Big up everybody's in the Discord, by the way. Join the Discord. Join the fucking Discord. Join the Discord. I've not checked in there for a while, but please join the Discord. It's a good little community of people there. I need to probably check in. Maybe I'll do a VC or something tomorrow or something like that. But big up Two Swords. Appreciate you for being a member over there. Big up Asad Aziz to Tony. Is like 2000s TV show host, exactly. Just look like Rogan's a great Fear Factor host. Yeah, true. Jay Donner, he's a game show host. Yeah, that's actually a good point. Actually, Kill Tony is more like a game show, isn't it? Kill Tony has more in common with like American Idol and shit, like, or like whatever, Jeopardy or something, than it does like any kind of podcast, isn't it? You're right. It's not really like that. It's actually, yeah, you're right. It really is. There's a game show element to it for sure. Exactly. Big up Salazi's.
You have a gun?
Yo, big up Cloud. Big up Cloud.
Tony Hinchcliffe, another unfunny comedian in the Rogan sphere. Maybe we can get some funny comedians who don't need Rogan to succeed. Sad comedy scenes.
Yeah, big up, big up, big up. I don't think it's gonna happen though. I think who said it to me in the comments the other day? Was it Robert Henry Poet? I think Robert Henry Poet was basically saying like, this is how comedy is. It's all a clout thing. It's all a name thing. You know what I mean? Finesse thing. It's not about jokes at all. Really not. Which is why the come up of that guy, what's his fucking name? Matt Rife was so special and so out of the blue. Yes, a lot of Matt Rife's success came because he's like conventionally attractive. A lot of women find him hot and shit, and then maybe propped him forward. But it was still really refreshing to see somebody of Matt Rife's level of fame come out of the blue, because he didn't come out of the Rogan sphere. He's doing his thing clearly, grinding that we weren't really aware of, but he came completely outside of the fucking Rogan sphere. I think that's very, very impressive, because nowadays it seems like if you really want to be, you know, that guy, you have to kind of kiss the ring. Look at Luis J. Gomez. I don't rate him. I don't think his comedy is really that great, but there's no debating that Luis J. Gomez's career fortunes have definitely changed ever since he laid off of dissing Brendan and being, you know, a friend of the fucking T5K Homeless Cats Reddit. You know, like his fortunes changed, because there was a point where Luis J. Gomez was in the doldrums. He was in the fucking gulags when it came to comedy. But then he ended up kind of, you know, renouncing his hate for Brendan. He stopped talking bad on his name. He went off the fucking Reddit, you know, all this sort of shit. And now suddenly his career is kind of opening up again. So that goes to show you just how controlled this whole shit is. So if you haven't got certain people who, you know, that have your back, that are looking out for you, you are fucked before you've even started. Fuck before you even started. But big up Cloud, appreciate it, brother. Big up Dexter Watson. Rogan crew are like John DuPont is to wrestling. So he's a CS7 med needs a comedy show. A comedy special would be hilarious, by the way. This goes legit. Yeah, exactly. Big up everyone's stream chat. If you're in the stream chat, if you're watching this show live, you're watching after the fact, please like the stream, like the stream, help a brother out, like the stream if you're enjoying the show, like the stream if you're enjoying the show, even if you're disliking the show, like the fucking stream, dislike the fucking stream, just engage with it in any way, shape or form. That would be greatly appreciate every single one of you.